What's up, everybody? Welcome back to It's Not a Midlife Crisis. I'm Mid-Crisis Mama, and this is another episode of Tuesday Talks. I wanted to give you a heads up on some content specifically that I'm going to be posting on Tuesdays on social media, Instagram, and Facebook. If you don't already follow me there, please go over there and follow me. I think that it is really important to start talking about relationships and digging into the things that a lot of people tend to overlook. I obviously by no means am an expert at anything except for my own life, so I'm going to be speaking from experience and speaking from things that I have learned since leaving my relationship. There's so much about my history and there's so much to unpack. And so it's been hard for me to figure out where do I start, but it's just as I'm learning more about what I have gone through, the reason why I've gone through things in my own healing journey. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And for those who don't know, I met my ex when I was 16. I'm currently 43. So I haven't known any other man. I've been with just this man for my entire life, essentially. I never dated. We just ended up together. And we'll go into more of that again later. But I never had the opportunity to learn what relationships were supposed to look like. I was 16. I was a baby. I thought I was grown, but I was a baby. And so seeing how much of my life had been stripped from me because of what I allowed in this relationship, my heart hurts so bad, specifically for the younger girls that just have not had anybody to guide them. And they're looking for love, they're looking for attention, they're looking to fill a void, especially having children and stepchildren and knowing the type of dad that they had. It's scary because they haven't had an example. And I didn't have an example of what a dad should be either. Because I grew up in a toxic, abusive household. And I went from being a child in a toxic, abusive household to being in a relationship with a toxic, abusive man. What I've learned is he's a narcissist. He's not just someone who's messed up. He's not just someone who, couldn't figure out life or didn't get himself together. What I have learned since leaving my relationship is that every single box of narcissistic traits this man possesses, every single one of them. Well, except for the one where they want to work and control all the money. He wanted to control all the money, but he absolutely did not want to work. We'll talk about that later. Knowing that there are people out there like this is scary. And they don't come up to you and say, hey, I'm toxic, I'm going to ruin your life. No, they come up to you and they're the most genuine, caring, giving, generous individuals. They are just over the top charismatic. They've got, their friends love them. They're the life of the party. You know what I mean? They are going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. They are going to do exactly what you need. If you are trying to fill a void because you're waiting for somebody to just shower you with love and affection, they are going to shower you with love and affection. It's called love bombing. And once they have you hooked like a drug, they bring you up. It's a high. They've got you up here. They drop you. They start to do little things, little by little. They joke about abuse. They joke about arguing. They joke about serious topics to make it seem like things are not a big deal. So when things finally hit the fan and you have that argument and they lose their temper, it throws you for a loop. Like, what just happened? So I am nowhere near a stage where I am even thinking about dating. I have a lot of healing to do for myself. I'm not thinking about another man. I don't want to think about another man. Listen, I have been so traumatized. I think even though I hadn't dated and hadn't, experienced other people with other issues. I feel like I dated 100 men all wrapped up in one. Every problem that you can experience in a relationship, I think I experienced with this man. And yeah, no thank you. My trust is completely blown. I have no trust in anyone because I know how good of a manipulator they are. I've watched it for the last 2 decades where they've got everybody else fooled. And that's a thing. They're not abusive to everybody else. So his friends don't see it. Even though they're supply for him, whether they give him a place to live, they give him money, they give him food, they give him rides, they boost his ego. When it comes to a narcissist, everybody is a source of supply for them in some way, shape, or form, because that's all they care about. They want other people to provide for them. So if you're not doing something for them, they don't want anything to do with you. But the person that ends up in a relationship with them, the person that actually gives their heart to them and gets hooked on them, those are the ones that they end up abusing, because when the heart gets involved, it's different. It's not so easy at that point to just walk away. Now they start to mistreat the person that does the most for them. And the more you do for them, the worse they will treat you. That's the crazy part about it. I see a lot floating around about how, a man will change for the right woman. And first of all, a man will change for himself. We all need to change for ourselves, because if any of us are changing for somebody else, that's circumstantial. If anything goes down with that person, we're going to go back to doing what we were doing before. Come on. You have to make a decision to change for yourself, period. A man that changes for a woman didn't change. It's a show. A man that changes for himself, that's change. When he isolates himself and he works on himself by himself before getting into another relationship, that is true change. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. I would love to have some feedback from you guys. If there are specific topics that you want to talk about, leave me comments, send me a private message. If you have questions about anything I've been through, if you have examples in your own relationship, if you don't already follow me over there on Instagram or Facebook, please do. I do want to engage more over there on the social media platform. And let's talk about some stuff. So until next week, you all have a great day.